Oh, here we are. We're back for 2023 with the most important radio AFL show. The Saturday rub ahead of North Melbourne and the West Coast Eagles here at Marvel Stadium. Look around, excited people everywhere, not only the millions listening, but in this room for the first time this season. I have a look at Bernard Vince.
G'day, Jim.
Welcome, Bern.
Good to be back. I'm excited. Footy's back. Couple of cracking games to kick us off, and another one today, Jim. Two young, exciting teams.
Oh, and Damo, of course, the newsbreaker extraordinaire, had a nice break over summer, but been back for about 6 weeks and putting a nice body of work together. Welcome to you, Purple.
Getting back into it, Jim, and Thursday night start. Obviously, last night was a much better game, I think, to the most observers than Thursday night, and here we are today, West Coast, North Melbourne.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're that excited about it.
I need more evidence, Jim, from the team that you and I both support, that they're on the right track, but we
At least I said young and exciting.
You
Something
did.
to look forward to. You
That's
just
it.
No, I've been too burnt, I think.
Right, now,
hurry up.
We're a bit thin in here, Jim. Where are we?
We need to forensically examine this.
You do.
Right, so this is the #1 rating AFL radio show across all dials.
For 20 years.
For 20 years, but the last book of last year, it was that far ahead of the next most listened to show, it didn't matter. So we put all our resources into making it the best thing that people can listen to. So we get to round one, the big opener, the big season opener. You're here, Bern. You're here, Damo. I'm here.
You're here.
The only one that's not here is Fat. He has made a decision.
Where is he?
Instead of being here for the opening show
For the first game of the year.
he's made a decision to go to Sydney because his horse is running in a race at Rose Hill.
No.
Now, Fat.
Hang on.
Hello, Jimmy boy. Welcome to Marvel Stadium here, the blockbuster North Melbourne taking on West Coast. Couple of youngsters to follow today in this game. I like Schneasel, and I like Gimby. Follow Gimby. He's going to be a star for the West Coast Eagles. What a beauty it'll be.
We looked into this further.
Yeah, we did.
Right. So, firstly, Fat's got 0.5%. 2.5%
0.5
in this thing
0.5
that's running.
Not even 1%.
No. So he's got 0.5%. So there's the thing. Secondly, and everyone knows how little I know about horse racing.
True.
But even with that, I was able to ascertain, Purple, that his piece of shit horse doesn't jump till 5 p.m. So we finish on air at 1:30, and we are, what, a minute from the airport? Like 15 minutes from the airport.
15 minutes max.
So you would be at the airport by latest 2 o'clock to get an hour flight to be at Rose Hill, which isn't far from the Sydney airport, comfortably by 5.
And before you answer this, Bill, I read during the week in the Herald Sun, and you were quoted. You said, I will do the Saturday rub before driving to the airport and going to Sydney. That's a lie.
I've never said that.
You did.
It's in the paper, Bill.
I will be on the Saturday rub before flying to Sydney.
Jackie Epstein.
I booked the flight 3 weeks ago because I knew the great Steel City would be in the magnificent Golden Slipper, worth $5 million, $3 million to the winner.
No relevance to us.
Stop now.
I've got to go at 1 anyway because I've got to get the car out there. We've got a corporate box.
She's not even here. He's going to go at 1.
She's not here and he's leaving early as well.
A corporette box, Jim. It's cost me $850 for the corporate box.
A corporate
I'm going to miss dinner. I'm going to miss frothies. I'm going to miss entrees. Like fair income, $850.
Or
they can get stuffed.
Fat. Is it true? All I want's the truth. Is it true that the race that you're there to see doesn't jump till 5 p.m?
That's not true.
It's not true.
There's 450, Jim.
4:45.
4:45.
So I'm just looking at it. It's a 25-minute commute from the Sydney airport to Rose Hill.
Yep.
So you would comfortably, but you would have got there at 3 o'clock.
No, there's
2 hours before the race.
Jim, I had to get a suit. I had to get into my room. I had to prepare for the show here. There's a lot of things go on. You just don't walk in,
What have you prepped for the
mate.
show, Bill? Bring that to the table now. What have you prepped?
Well, I got the quiz. I had to get 10 questions I had to think about for the quiz.
Will would have done that for
Will
you.
and Rosie would have done that for you. So what else have you done?
Jim, just the 6 flights. Just the 6 flights, Melbourne to Sydney, from 1:30 through to 3. Just the 6
flight options.
Just the 6 options.
You wait in a couple of weeks when I'm doing it out of Shepparton. You wait for that, Jim.
Did you run this by our boss, Ewan Giles?
Well, I did, but I went higher. I went to Dave. And you know what Dave said? Since you had an interview one-on-one with the Prime Minister, Bill, at the minute you can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. Me and Elbo went together, one-on-one. You know that, Jim. We spoke about a lot of things.
You
submarines.
Called him Albizi.
Yeah, you called him Anthony Albizi.
I make all that crap up, don't worry. Me and Elbo are like
part
this.
Of the show.
You wouldn't believe it. I just got a text because I'm up in Sydney. Guess who just texted me? He said, come to the White House or wherever he lives over here on the water.
The White
House. He didn't know who you were, Fat. And what's interesting is you're now in Sydney where no one knows who you are. You'll strut around Rose Hill and give it the cock. Cock, and they'll all go, who's the fat bald bloke?
You wait till when I've got the golden slipper on, or walking around with the golden slipper, the fillies will come to Anthony William. Come to Papa. They'll be coming there. I'll have bottles of Dom Perignon, Jim. I'll be swigging them around. Don't worry about that. When the mighty Steel City gets up, woohoo, look out! Hurry up, I've got to get out there. Hey,
he doesn't like it, Jim, does he?
Hang
on, Bill. Jim knows that you don't like it when you are in a part of the world, overseas or Queensland or New South Wales, where people don't know you. You need to be recognised, don't you?
Well, it's funny you say that. I walked in the studio here. Candace Warner nearly jumped the seat to say good day to me. And
she wouldn't have had a clue who you were.
She'd have no idea
who you were.
Well, I think she knew me from Essendon cricket days, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Of course she did.
Essendon's got
I guess who I ran into here in the studio? Brandon Smith, the old hectic cheese, Jim.
Yeah.
I said, hectic, how you going, mate? No, not hectic anymore. I'm up in Sydney now, so it's only cheese or chubby. That's what he wants to be called.
He said, who are you, White? That's what he said.
Gordon Tallis said one hard man to another. We had a good chat about a few things that are floating around in the NRL, AFL world, if you know what I mean. But all these NRL blokes.
How have you justified leaving now when you could have easily got there after the show from Marvel?
Six times.
How are you justifying that?
Anyway, give us a rundown. What's happening today?
Hang on, I need some honesty from you, Bill. One more question, because I've got on pretty good authority that not only did you want to do the show in Sydney, you wanted to take a tech directly to Rose Hill.
Oh, no.
No, he has. He's asked around.
No.
He's asked around, but there was just limited numbers in the tech department in Sydney.
Rosie's nodding, so this is clearly true.
I couldn't book a studio until yesterday because we were still waiting on the Rose Hill possibility.
What do you want to OB it?
They heard that I was in town and an owner... And the boss, Peter Volandis, rang up. Peter Volandis rang up and said, Fat, if you can make it out to Rose Hill, we'll give you a corporate box. You can do the show from there.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know what happened. Something's blowing up. But anyway...
Rugby League.
Rugby League.
You thought you were important enough to do a live one-man OB
on their grand final day. Yeah. On their grand final day.
And funny enough, there was no room. Everything's sold out.
Yeah,
but then Seven have been ringing me. Richo and M, they want to get me on there, Jim.
Richo.
Come on,
Richo. Hey, what about, speaking of entitled ones and flogs, right? What about Jim when we went to Perth last week, boys? You got no idea. This entitled one here, going back home.
This is also old. We did a whole week of this.
No, I haven't heard this.
Tell me, Bill. I haven't heard
it. Where's the aviators through the airport?
Aviators.
He thinks he's Joe Biden. He thinks he's Joe Biden, right? Got these glasses on.
Fair income.
You do strut, Jim. I saw you last night at the MCG. You were strutting across the green.
Where's the Joe Biden link?
The aviators.
He's actually
aviators, you with it? And then he dresses like a 15-year-old, fair dinkum. He sprints through the airport, and I'm 20 metres behind. Poor old Fat's trying to catch up. And then we logged in Perth. And
Club Foot's trying to keep up, and he can't.
We get off at Perth Airport. You wouldn't believe it enough. You wouldn't believe what happened. He marches out because we're up the front. And marches straight out, and he's looking for his name on one of those boards the chauffeurs carry. And guess what name it was? Billy Brownless.
It would have been flat.
Nose out of joint.
No, it wasn't even Brownless. It just said Billy. And the bloke walked up to me and he goes, Billy. I said, never ever call me that again. I don't call watches. You can say asshole. You can say any other word.
And then we all get a room where we're staying. Guess who gets the penthouse? entitled one. He gets the penthouse. His dad comes down and his brother, I think, got a bunk bed in too. Yeah. But then he had to go to his cricket club, his local cricket club on the Saturday, and he got a chauffeur-driven car out there. He walks in. You imagine him walking into there to his local cricket club.
Untrue. Both of those things are untrue.
Absolute flog.